Good morning, everyone. Many thanks for inviting me to speak at the Cyberport Venture Capital Forum. For those of you at Cyberport, I hope you're enjoying this in-person event. It's fantastic to be able to meet face-to-face and make those connections again. Hybrid virtual and physical events have become the new normal, and they're a daily reminder of how we're all adapting to changing ways of doing business and living and all the opportunities that this creates for all of us. This is exactly the focus of this year's forums, venturing for success, resilience, growth, and opportunity. Today, I'd like to focus on the key role that capital markets play in driving new economy and technology sector growth, and HKEX's own vision for supporting a thriving tech innovation ecosystem. The global pandemic over the past 2 years has impacted the way we live and operate. Millions of individuals and companies have been forced to adopt new technologies and the way of doing things, in many cases, almost overnight. This society-wide digital transformation has changed consumer behavior and created considerable opportunities for entrepreneurship and disintermediation. And that's particularly true in sectors like biotech, fintech, e-commerce, digital healthcare, and many others such as robotics, where these new ideas, enterprises, and innovations are happening as we speak. Nowhere has this been more acute than in China, where the new economy, biotech, and other breakthrough sectors are evolving at breathtaking speeds. Take fintech as an example. More than 850 million people use mobile payment apps, and the People's Bank of China estimates that the total amount of mobile payments reached $55.6 trillion in 2020. And it is this huge online user base that creates a massive addressable market for new tech applications and businesses. And that's why we're seeing extraordinary developments in the flow of investments into China's tech sector. Investments into China's TMT sector has boomed, with the total value of private equity and venture capital investments in the TMT sector reaching $35 billion in the second half of 2020. That's more than double the level in the first half of 2020. 164 mainland companies from the TMT sector IPO'd in mainland China, Hong Kong, and the US exchanges in 2020. They raised $54.3 billion. That is close to double the level raised in 2019. China's 14th five-year plan places heavy emphasis on developing advanced technology in areas like robotics, AI, big data, cloud computing, etc. This clear strategic emphasis bodes very well for both the growth trajectory of the sector, for the range of investment of opportunities on the horizon, and for the Hong Kong IPO pipeline. In the first half of 2021, Chinese startup companies raised approximately $53 billion, with the hottest sectors being robotics, AI, e-commerce, and logistics. That's according to global data. China's numbers have been strong, but it's part of a global investment theme which has seen startups in new economy sectors raise an estimated $288 billion just in the first half of 2021. That compared with $300 billion in 2020, according to Crunchbase. As these trends play out both in China and across the world, Hong Kong is extremely well placed to support the growth aspirations of these businesses. Hong Kong, that's where the action is. It has a unique position where East meets West, where cultures, communities, and capitals come together, creating a perfect platform for businesses to flourish. Hong Kong has become the preferred IPO destination for Chinese companies that seek global capital, and increasingly for new economy companies that are looking to tap into the region's deep and liquid investor base. HKEX IPO franchise is supported by a range of characteristics that make Hong Kong very attractive to companies in many sectors. These include a strong regulatory framework, a diverse, liquid international investor base, a growing product and investment ecosystem, and a highly experienced professional community. The listing reforms that we introduced in 2018 played a role in shaping Hong Kong's IPO market. In 2018, HKEX introduced 3 new listing chapters to attract innovative companies, those with weighted voting right structures, pre-revenue biotech companies, and secondary listings of Chinese companies. These new chapters have opened the door to a wide range of new economy companies, including biotech, with both primary and secondary listings. More fundamentally, the listing reforms have transformed the DNA of our market. We're now a world-leading IPO venue for new economy companies. The listing stories of tech giants like Alibaba, NetEase, and JD.com have established HKEX as the go-to listing for regional tech groups. In just a very short space of time, we have also become Asia's largest and the world's second largest biotech fundraising hub. The impact of these reforms is hard to overstate, but here are some numbers. 168 new economy companies have listed in Hong Kong since the new listing rules took effect. Those 168 companies have raised over 800 billion Hong Kong dollars. New economy companies listed since the listing reforms now account for 25% of Hong Kong's total market cap. Average daily turnover contribution from new economy companies is up from 4% in 2018 to 22% in September 2021. Last year, HKEX saw the most active IPO market since 2011, and our IPO pipeline ahead is strong with a record 200 plus companies in the wings. I have no doubt too that new economy, biotech, and healthcare will continue to be key engines of our success in delivering our goal to be the marketplace of the future. But we remain ambitious for our company, Hong Kong's markets, and the region more broadly. We're constantly looking to enhance market attractiveness, improve our processes, and strengthen the diversity, breadth, and depth of our markets. For example, we're currently evaluating a framework for SPACs in Hong Kong. We released a consultation paper on SPACs in September, and the consultation period will end in the next couple of weeks. This could result in a new alternative route to market, offering a different route to the traditional IPO, though we expect any such regime to incorporate good shareholder protection, promoting market quality and investment attractiveness as key considerations. HKEX, as a highly credible and attractive venue for new economy companies, is well placed to serve the capital needs of both Chinese and global businesses. And in March this year, we published a market consultation on enhancing our listing regime for overseas issuers, making us more flexible and attractive for international issuers. We're excited about welcoming more companies from fast-growing markets such as those in Southeast Asia region. And we look forward to building the geographic representation of companies on our markets in the months and years ahead. We're also embracing innovation and technology to maintain our leadership role in global capital markets and have delivered a number of successes during the past year to further enhance our listing processes. For example, we have developed FINI, a groundbreaking program to be rolled out in 2022 to digitalize Hong Kong's IPO settlement process and shorten the time gap between IPO pricing and trading. We're also collaborating with a number of fintech companies here in Hong Kong and China to apply high-tech, innovative solutions to our own business and operations. A good example of this is the recently launched Jura platform that speeds up our compliance process. So, in closing, I believe this is a once-in-a-generation time in the history of global markets. Technology, regulation, COVID-driven adaptations are all changing the way we live, we work, and we transact. This is the Big Bang of finance, which will see China's economy become the largest in the world, and onshore assets in China's capital markets will grow to as much as $100 trillion over the next 10 years. Today's Cyberport Venture Capital Forum provides a great opportunity to understand the opportunities emerging from the Big Bang of finance, and particularly the opportunities in the Greater Bay Area, also known as China's Silicon Valley, which, by the way, already has an equivalent GDP to South Korea. This forum will connect influential investors, entrepreneurs, companies, and industry professionals, all looking to learn from each other, to participate in the great opportunities, and to share insight and expertise. It's this connectivity, this dialogue, and the free flow of ideas and knowledge that I believe are essential for a few things: funding great companies and creating jobs of the future, fueling the COVID recovery, growing companies to support the success of society as a whole, and also for creating the connectivity and stability that is needed for a shared collective prosperity. We're all part of the ecosystem that will deliver that future, the capital that will fuel startups through growth, exit to the public market, and beyond also to expansion. We're not just capital sources. We are shaping the aspirations and dreams of every entrepreneur, every family business, every bright idea, creating jobs, powering game-changing technologies and industries. Together, we're building the successful organizations of tomorrow. Please enjoy the event. We're living in an exciting time. Thank you very much indeed for having me. All the best.